This is Mansa Chapra, the place where the Buddha returned Channa, his charioteer, and Kanthaka, his horse. This is Mansha Chapra, where the Buddha left all his worldly desires. This is Mansha Chapra, Stupa, where the Buddha gave away his valuables to Channa and told him to give it to his father, saying that he did not run away in disobedience, but he left home to remove all lust and desire. So this is the stupa where this incident happened, where the Buddha returned Channa the charioteer and Kanthaka the horse after he escaped from his palace, leaving his wife and newborn child Rahul asleep. So folks, this is the place where the Buddha asked Channa the charioteer to take Kanthaka, his horse, back. Now how I came to this conclusion, to understand this, please view this video till the end. Now my Buddhist friends, I'm sure you all were desperate to see the place where the Buddha, after escaping with Channa, with Kanthaka, his horse, and Channa, his charioteer, after escaping from his palace, leaving his wife and child sleeping, at one place he stops, cuts his hair, and gives all his rubies and all his precious items to Channa the charioteer and tells him to take Kanthaka and his horse back, and to give his valuables to his father and tell his father that he did not leave his home because of disobedience, but he left his home to control lust and desire. So folks, I'm sure you all want to see that spot. I'm sure you all want to see that spot, that stupa. See, there has to be a stupa for such a incident. So the stupa's name is, folks, Mansa Chapra. Huen Tsang gives the distance. It is exactly 100 leagues or 24 kilometers east of Gopala, which is your sort of Rama Grama, the real Rama Grama. Anyway, this is 100 leagues east is Mansa Chapra from the Sangrama in which Zhang stayed. The Sangrama in which Zhang stayed is Patkhauli. So Mansa Chapra, Mansa means my desire, the Buddha's desire. The Buddha's desire to leave the world, to leave all his richly things, to leave all desires and all the trappings of a rich life, and to look for reality. So that is what Mansa means. And he chopped off his hair. That's Ashoka Chapra, just next to Mansa Chapra. Actually, they are twin villages now, and they are next to a tiny river. That river is around 15 to 20 feet broad. And it's a tiny river. He has a bath over there and gives his valuables to Channa the horseman, and tells him to take Kanthaka his horse back to Kapilavastu and give his belongings to his father. Folks, that stupa is Mansa Chapra. Check out the what Zhang has to say and how he has led me to that stupa, and then I'll show it to you in satellite pictures, and you can see pictures of Mansa Chapra and Ashoka Chapra where he chopped off his hair. They are twin villages. So folks, and the river next to it where the Buddha had his bath. So check out what Zhang has to say. Now let's see how Zhang reaches the place where the Buddha, the stupa where the Buddha, he asked Channa the charioteer to take Kanthaka his horse back, and where the Buddha cut his hair. Folks, let's see. The kings of the neighboring countries, hearing the history, greatly honored him. This is a person who is looking after the stupa, which Ashoka failed to open. Greatly, so the kings greatly honored him, gave up their wealth and treasure, and together founded the Sangrama. So the Sangrama, or this temple or ashram was made. Then they requested the Sramanera to take charge of the affairs of the congregation. So they requested that Sramanera, who was looking after the Buddha relic stupa, to take charge of the congregation. And to take charge of the congregation means to do the opening ceremony of the Sangrama, which today is a village carrying the Sangrama's name, to take charge of the affairs of the congregation. And from that time till now, there has been no interruption in the original appointment, and Sramanera has ever held the chief office in the convent. See, Zhang stays in this convent. So, what story does he say? The king of the neighboring countries, hearing the history, greatly honored him, gave up their wealth, and they donated treasure, and together founded this Sangrama. So they made this Sangrama, and now this Sramanera was made the head, and he was the one who opened the Sangrama, who started the Sangrama running. That is, see, to open a temple's door, it's called Patkhauli. So folks, this is Patkhauli here. See, this is your Patkhauli. Puraina Khandi Chaura is the stupa, Buddha relic stupa, which Ashoka failed to open. Puraina Khandi Chaura. It is not Ramagrama. I will come to that in another video. So this is Puraina Khandi Chaura, which is the stupa Ashoka failed to open. And this is Patkhauli. Patkhauli is the Sangrama's name. See, Huen Tsang described the story of the opening of the Sangrama. So basically, when you open a temple's door, it's called Patkhauli. So this is the opening of the Sangrama, Patkhauli, and this is the place where Zhang stayed. Exact place. Now let's see from where he goes here to the place where the Buddha, he asked Channa to leave. Eastward from this convent, in the middle of a great forest, after going about 100 li is 24 kilometers east, we come to a great stupa built by Ashoka Raja. This is the place where the Prince Royal, after having passed from the city, put off his precious robes, loosened his necklace, and ordered his coachman to return home. The Prince Royal, in the middle of the night, traversing the city at early dawn, arrived at this place, and then, heart and body bent on accomplishing his destiny, he said, "Here have I come out of the prison stocks, here have I shaken off my chains." This is the place where he left for the last time his harnessed horse. He left Kanthaka, and taking the money gem from his crown, he commanded his coachman, saying, "Take this gem, and returning, say to my coachman, take this gem, and returning, say to my father the king, now I am going away, not in inconsiderate disobedience, but to banish lust and to destroy the power of impermanence and to stop all the leaks of existence." So this is the stupa where he asked Channa to take Kanthaka back. Then Chandaka, then Chandaka replied, "What heart can I have to go back thus, with a horse without a rider? The prince, having persuaded him with gentle words, his mind was open and he returned. Okay, now so let's see where this place is. What do you call it? See, Patkhauli, here it is, Patkhauli. He was 100 li to the east, that is 24 kilometers to the east. See, the bar is at 10 kilometers. See, 10 kilometers, and you can get the idea. It's exactly 24 Patkhauli, 10, 20, and another 4 kilometers is here. Mansha Chapra. Mansha means all your desires. All your desires. This is where he, what do you call it? Put away all his desires, and his desire to leave all worldly things. So this is the place. The, what do you call it? Name is here, but the stupa is here, just next to this river, folks. This is the river in which he has a bath. I will broaden it. See, that is the river. It is going down. That is the river in which the Buddha has a bath, and he cuts his hair. These are twin villages. What they see. The name Ashoka Chapra is up there, but this is Ashoka Chapra and this is Mansha Chapra. So folks, you can see the pictures of the stupa Mansha Chapra. That is Mansha Chapra, where the Buddha returned Channa the charioteer and Kanthaka the horse. This is the stupa, folks. Pray, say Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. This is just next to the river where he had a bath. See, the names Mansha Chapra is here and Ashoka Chapra is here. Folks, the names is the villagers filling up, and then they don't do it properly. The names shoot off thing. This is the twin stupa. Now it is one single village. But actually there are two villages. One is Mansha Chapra, is the southern one, and the northern part of this stupa is Ashoka Chapra. The name has popped up here, but the place is here. Ashoka is here and Mansha is here. Check out the picture. Okay, now folks, see, this is the road going to Mansha Chapra, Ashoka Chapra and Teen Vardaha. So the Mansa Chapra, where this is, folks, I am standing in Mansa Chapra, in the edge of the stupa, where the Buddha, he returned Kanthaka, his horse, and Channa, his charioteer. So this village has settled down on the stupa and they have kept the name alive. So the Buddhists are lucky. See, what do you call it, when the Buddha, when the Bodhisattva, he left his whole palace and his sleeping wife and his sleeping newborn son, he got onto Kanthaka, his horse, and taking Channa, his charioteer, he left, and it was on this spot that he got down off from his horse and gave all his valuables to, what do you call it, Channa, and told him to go back and tell his father that he did not run away due to disobedience, but he ran away from home because to control his. See, this is the stupa where he returned his horse and Channa, his charioteer, with all his costly belongings. So see, I am pointing out the highest point of the stupa because the Buddha will have returned. That will be the point, the spot from where the Buddha would have returned the horse and his charioteer, Kanthaka, his horse and his charioteer. And see, just across my SUV, is Ashoka Chapra. See, these are twin villages stuck to each other. So just across the SUV is Ashoka Chapra. Kesh means hair. Kes means hair. See, I'm pointing to the other side of my SUV. That is Ashoka Chapra. So that is the place where he chopped off his hair, and just behind these huts is a river. It's around a 15 feet broad river, a tiny river. So it was in that river that he had a bath. So, the Bodhisattva had a bath. So where I am pointing is the place where the Buddha, the Bodhisattva chopped off his hair. Where I am standing is the place where he returned his horse. Channa, his horseman, with Kanthaka, his horse and his valuables. And he told Channa to tell his father that he did not run away because of disobedience. It was because he wanted to control lust and worldly desires. So folks, I hope you found this video educative. This is Mansa Chapra and Ashoka Chapra. I hope you found it educative because just east of this place is the Stupa where the Bodhisattva exchanged his robes with a hunter. So folks, I hope you found this video educative. If you did so, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to my page, Buddha Exhumed, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this